Hi, we're going to show how we can use density to solve problems. And what we're going to show is that we can use density either as a conversion factor or we can use some algebra. And the example problem that I'm going to work on deals with what volume of ethanol contains 40 grams. Okay, this will be important in the laboratory. Ethanol is a liquid. Oftentimes, it's easier to measure out its volume as a liquid rather than measuring its mass. If we know the density of our ethanol and the mass that we require, we could figure out what volume, and in this case, what volume in milliliters we need to deliver to have a mass of 40 grams. So let's go through problem-solving strategy. First of all, using some algebra. So in this case, we're going to look at we're going to solve a problem involving density using a step or two of algebra. So let's remember that we're given our mass is 40 grams. Our density is 0.798 grams per milliliter. And our question is, what's our volume? And we're going to put our answer in units of milliliters. So let's write down simply what density is, like we would do in an algebra problem. Density is D is equal to M over V, mass over volume. We would cross multiply and come up with an expression for our volume. Volume is mass divided by density. Our mass is 40 grams. Our density is 0.798 grams per milliliter. We come up with an answer. Volume is 50.13 milliliters. And in this case, I'm limiting myself to 4 significant figures. I'm treating our mass as our data. The density is given to us. We're going to consider that to be an exact number in this case. We can also use a conversion factor as using dimensional analysis. We're going to solve the same problem and show that we get the same answer, but let's show what density is telling us. Density is a conversion factor. Density tells us that for every milliliter of ethanol, it has a mass of 0.798 grams. So this is a conversion factor, and that's how we can write density as a conversion factor. It tells us what mass is contained or is in that volume of our sample. So let's write down what's given to us, 40 grams. And let's multiply that by our conversion factor. Remember, when we write down a conversion factor, it has the units that were given in the denominator.